Would you all please like to take your seats? Well, good afternoon everyone, and a very warm welcome to you all here today on this very special day, Jake and Elise's wedding day. And I know they'd like me to thank all of you for coming along to share this very special day with me. I'd like to thank Mr. David Dunhill for escorting our bride safely to us here today. Thank you, sir. Our bridesmaids, Roxy, Danielle and Kirsty. Our groomsmen, Jack and Nick, also doubled up at excellent ushers. I'd like to welcome you all on behalf of the staff and management of the Bull Hotel, and myself, Yvonne, and my colleague Jane from Sudbury Registration Office. The Bull is one of many premises in England and Wales where couples are now able to be married, and I'm sure you'll agree that our bride and groom have certainly chosen a lovely location to celebrate their wedding day today. By choosing a civil ceremony, it's a very personal ceremony because it does give couples choice of the type of ceremony they wish to have. And with this in mind, Jake and Elise will be exchanging additional vows with one another, and they've also chosen to include 2 readings, which will be given to us shortly by Jack and Dusty. When I commence your ceremony today, firstly, I have to ask each of you to declare that you don't know of any lawful reason why you shouldn't be married to one another. You will then make your statement of commitment to each other, which is then followed by you making your marriage vows. We then have the age-old tradition of the giving and the receiving of the wedding rings, which at this moment of time are in the very safe custody of our best man, Dan. And while the ceremony is going along, Jane will be taking care of the legal side of things, putting all the information into the register, with the signing at the end of the ceremony by the 2 of you and by your 2 chosen witnesses, Roxy and Dan. And now by law, I do have to tell you all that the place in which we are now met has been duly sanctioned according to law for the celebration of marriages. And to commence our ceremony today, I would like to invite Jack forward, please, with our first reading.
Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own and you know where to go, and you are the couple who decides where to go. You look up and down streets, look them over with care. About some we will say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your feet full of feet, you're too smart to go there, and you want a good street. And you may not find any you want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head out of town. It's open out there, in the wide open air. Out there things can happen, and frequently do, to people as brainy and footsie as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew, just go right along, you'll start happening too. Oh, the places you'll go. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with care and tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left. And will you succeed? Yes, you will, indeed. 98.75% guaranteed.
We are all gathered here today to witness the joining in matrimony of Jacob Michael David Rivet and Elise Catherine Andrew. If any person knows of any lawful impediment to this marriage, they must declare it now. Before you are joined in matrimony, I do have to remind you of the solemn and binding character of the vows you're about to make. Marriage, according to the law of this country, is the union of one man with one woman voluntarily entered into for life to the exclusion of all others. So now I'm going to ask each of you in turn to declare that you don't know of any lawful reason why you shouldn't be married to one another. And I'm afraid on these occasions, gentlemen go first. So would you please reply, I am, to the following question. Are you Jacob Michael David Rivet free lawfully to marry Elise Catherine Andrew?
I am.
Thank you. Your turn now, please. Are you Elise Catherine Andrew free lawfully to marry Jacob Michael David Rivet? Thank you both very much. Well, Jake and Elise, you've gathered around you those who you care for the most, and you've invited them all here today to receive their encouragement and their support and to celebrate with you both on this very special day. So in the presence of this company, I ask you, Jake, do you take Elise to be your wife? Do you promise to be loving, loyal, and faithful to her for the rest of your lives together?
I do. I do.
Please, do you take Jake to be your husband? Do you promise to be loving, loyal, and faithful to him for the rest of your lives together?
I do.
Thank you both very much. Well, marriage is the promise of hope between a man and a woman who love each other, who trust that love, and who wish to share their future together. Through your vows, you are making a commitment to each other for the rest of your lives. Marriage is not an easy path. It requires devotion, the ability to listen, the wisdom to know when we're wrong, and the strength to put things right. For you both, getting married is a proud confirmation of the love, the respect, and the true friendship that you have for each other. Together you will be stronger to meet whatever life holds for you both. So now I'm going to invite you to make those vows. So would you like to hold both hands and face one another? And although you're still repeating these words after me, you're now directing these words to one another. And again, I'm going to invite you to go first, please, Jake. I, Jacob Michael David Rivet,
I, Jacob Michael David Rivet,
take you, Elise Catherine Andrew,
take you, Elise Catherine,
to be my wedded wife.
to be my wedded wife.
From this day forward,
From this day forward,
I promise to love and honor you,
I promise to love,
to encourage and support you,
encourage, and support you,
to share all things in life with you,
share all things in life with you,
and to never take for granted the happiness you bring me.
and to never take for granted that happiness you bring me.
These promises I make to you
These promises I make to you
for the rest of my life.
for the rest of my life.
Right, I'm just beautifully said. And now it's your turn. I, Elise Catherine Andrew,
I, Elise Catherine Andrew,
take you, Jacob Michael David Rivet,
take you, Jacob Michael David Rivet,
to be my wedded husband.
to be my wedded husband.
From this day forward,
From this day forward,
I promise to love and honor you,
I promise to love and honor you,
to encourage and support you,
to encourage and support you,
to share all things in life with you,
to share all things in life with you,
and to never take for granted the happiness